Good afternoon. In last lecture, I have discussed the different sources of microbial contamination. Today, we will see the next point of our syllabus, that is the types of microbial contamination. Before that, so what is contamination? It means what the presence of unwanted material such as, or for example, dust or any particles during the manufacturing as well as your transportation time. This it is called as, that is contamination. Then the contaminant, it includes what, that is unwanted material or unwanted matters that is found in the product. These contaminants are affect on the formulation or the quality of product or the any formulation process of any product. There are different types of microbial contaminant. First, physical contamination. Second, chemical contamination. Next, biological contamination. We will see one by one. First, physical contamination. Example of this physical contamination: fiber material, then particles, chips from your peels and press tooling. Then in chemical contamination, example of this: vapor, gases, moisture and molecules. Then in biological contaminants, example fungus, bacteria and viruses. Then cross contamination, it is possible when, it means the cross contamination is possible when the unwanted material or the unwanted matter is introduced or brought from the one process to the next or the another process during the manufacturing. That is nothing but your cross contamination. Then for physical contamination, then for chemical contamination, and last, that is biological contamination. For physical contamination, a leak in the holding contaminant would contaminate the product inside it, and this would be an example of physical contamination. Then chemical contamination, an example would be when the product is stored in a container that previously held another product but was not properly cleaned. The remaining products chemical composition may add impurities to the new products, it causing it become a contaminated. Next, that is biological contaminant or the biological contamination, that the bacteria may thrive if the container is not properly clean and dry. The contaminated container will then affect the product and microbes may thus introduced to the batch. Causes of biological contamination: first cause of this, unhygienic and unsanitary practices. Then next, improper work. Then use of contaminated material. Then use of contaminated equipments. Then open wounds or the lesion in operators. And last, that is operator suffering from any infectious disease. I am repeating for the causes of biological contamination. First, that is unhygienic and sanitary practices. Second, improper work. Then third, use of contaminated materials. Then next, use of contaminated equipments. Then next, open wound or lesion in operators, and last, that is operators suffering from infectious disease. So this is all about the type of microbial contamination. Next point, that is the assessment of microbial contamination and spoilage. Next point, that is the assessment of microbial contamination and the spoilage. There are different methods that are used for assessment of microbial contamination and microbial spoilage. First method, physical and chemical change. Next, sterility test. Then third method, assessment of viable microorganism in non-sterile products. And last, that is estimation of pyrogen. I am repeating here the methods of assessment. First method, physical and chemical change. Second method, sterility testing. Third, assessment of viable microorganisms in non-sterile products. And last, that is estimation of pyrogen. We'll see one by one. First, that is physical and chemical change. The physical and chemical change in different pharmaceutical formulation, it indicates the microbial contamination and the spoilage. Then if change in viscosity, if change in pH, if any change in emulsion stability, there is loss of surface activity of your formulation. It also indicate that is the microbial spoilage. Next, measurement of oxygen consumption of the product can indicate the degree of oxidative attack of microbial growth. And next, that is sterility test. It is important the materials which are to be tested for sterility are not subject to contamination from the operators or the environment during the course of test. Then, for this reason, it is essential that the sterility test is conducted by competent and experienced personnel in an adequate clean room with laminar flow cabinet facilities. Then all injectables and ophthalmic preparations it should be sterile. Hence, these preparations are tested by the sterility test. Then third method, that is assessment of viable microorganism in non-sterile products. The non-sterile products are tested for viable organisms for detection of pathogen and also the detection of total viable count. Next method, that is estimation of pyrogen. A pyrogen is a material which causes a rise in body temperature while injected to the patient. Then the lipopolysaccharide and also the lipoproteins which compromise or which a major part of cell wall of a gram-negative bacteria, as I discussed in earlier lecture. The lipopolysaccharide and the lipoproteins. It is the major part of cell wall of gram-negative bacteria, and which is called as endotoxin, and which are mostly commonly called as pyrogens. I am repeating here, a pyrogen, it means what? A pyrogen is a material which causes a rise in a body temperature while injected into the patient. The lipopolysaccharide and the lipoprotein, it is the major part of what? It is the major part of cell wall of gram-negative bacteria, and which is called as endotoxin. It is most commonly called that is pyrogens. The two main procedures are used for the detection of pyrogen. The BP pyrogen test require administration of the injection to laboratory rabbits. Their body temperature is monitored for a period of time. The alternative procedure is to use capital LAL, that is Limus amebicide lysate, in which the pyrogen containing sample causes a gel formation in the lysis product of amebocyte cells of a giant Osho crab Limulus polyhums. These are two methods that are used for the estimation of pyrogen. It is physical and chemical chain. Second, sterility test method. Third method, assessment of viable microorganism in non-sterile products. And last, that is estimation of pyrogen. Next point, that is the preservation of pharmaceutical products by the use of antimicrobial agent or the using antimicrobial agent.